Welcome to the friendly confines of Phil Welch Stadium here in beautiful St. Joseph, Missouri, home of the St. Joseph Mustangs. Tyler Raimundo along with Charlie Marshall on the call. And today we have a matchup between the St. Joseph Mustangs and the Chillicothe Mudcats. Charlie, what do you expect in this matchup today?
Well, I expect to see another good one. Last time these two teams played, it ended up being a pretty good game. The Mudcats fell 6-3. So, I mean, obviously the Mudcats are falling if you're playing the Mustangs. Mustangs undefeated, but one of the better games we've seen the Mudcats and Mustangs play in recent memory. It was probably the second best game you and me have seen together at Phil Welch Stadium. I expect another good one. I really do tonight.
But the best game we've seen so far at Phil Welch Stadium had to be last night. Not last night, 2 nights ago.
Yes.
Last night was a blowout by the Crop Dusters, but the night before it was Carroll Merchants, and it was a 9-7 ball game that was just an absolute bloodbath. Mustangs get a couple here, Merchants get a couple there, and they ended up closing the door in the 9th inning, where also the Mustangs have not played the bottom of the 9th at home all year.
Yeah, I mean, that comes with them being undefeated. They've won in all ways. You just mentioned the close one versus the Merchants, where they came from behind. They came from behind also against the Renegades. Let's not forget about that game. So, and they've blown teams out. We saw last night. We expected a good game versus the second team in the second-ranked team in the Mink League, the Crop Dusters, and Mustangs just blew them out. It wasn't even a close game ever, not from the minute that first pitch started. So I look forward to just seeing how long these Mustangs keep rolling. 9-0 is not easy to do, and right now they are hot, man.
Hoping for big number 10. Chillicothe, on the other hand, is sitting at 3-4, kind of middle of the pack in the Mink League, but not a team that I would think is 3-4. But I guess yesterday the Warren Crop Dusters, not a team I would have thought was 5-1 going into yesterday. So, but the Mudcats, couple guys to watch out for. Who are you picking for this game?
One guy I'm going to look out for tonight is Carlos Negron. Last time these two teams played, he didn't get out. He went 2 for 2, 2 walks, a single, and 2 singles actually. And a guy like him, able to get on base, every time like that is impressive. And tonight he's sitting in the 4 spot behind Tanner Sears, which is exactly where he was last time these two teams played. So, I look forward to seeing what he can do in the 4 hole. I think he's going to be a player to watch out for tonight and someone that the Mustangs need to be careful with.
Yeah, so the 3 and 4 hitters for the Mudcats is Tanner Sears and Carlos Negron, who are our teammates at Central Methodist University. And they had a combined 34 home runs together last season. Sears with 15 and Negron with 19. So that is a force to be reckoned with in the middle of the lineup. Couple familiar faces from last game. Rafael Calcaño, who's hitting in the 1 spot, is now batting 9th for the Mudcats.
Calcaño didn't play well the last time these two teams. He started the game with a leadoff double, which you remember was a bloop little hit to right field that he dug out, and then he proceeded to strike out his next 4 at-bats. So 1 for 5 with 4 Ks. Makes sense why he might have got dropped down a little bit.
Elian Guzman, he was the 5 hitter last time, is now the 6 hitter. How did he do last game?
He didn't get a hit. He put balls in play every time. He went 0 for 4, 3 ground outs and a fly out. But Guzman, he did showcase some good hitting, hit a couple balls hard. And so, again, this Mudcats lineup is really well off. They're one of the better lineups in the league, and I think we're going to see it tonight.
Yes, and Sammy Cruz is the last guy in the starting lineup that was against the Mustangs in the last home matchup between these two teams. Pitching matchup for tonight. For the Mustangs, we have Andrew Clark. Tell me more about Andrew Clark, Charlie.
Well, Andrew Clark is from Northwest Missouri State, which is interesting and kind of cool that he's starting tonight because tonight at Phil Welch Stadium, it's Northwest Missouri State night. I'm sure head coach Coy had a little bit to do with that. Maybe saw what we were working with. But yeah, that's why we got the Mustangs in green uniforms. We got the Bearcat out here. So it's a fun night at Phil Welch. And Andrew Clark, he made a couple of appearances last year at Northwest. He started 9 games So, he's a good pitcher. He's 6'2", almost 200 pounds. And he pitched once this year. I'll tell you about it after the national anthem.
Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. It is a packed house tonight. Over 2,500 fans in attendance. Should be a great one today. Charlie, as you were saying about starting pitcher Andrew Clark.
Yeah, Andrew Clark has started one game this year. He's made one appearance, and then that game was on the road, so we didn't see it firsthand, but he had 5 innings. He had 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. So, again, I look for Clark to be in the zone tonight, make the Mudcats put the ball in play. Not a straight strikeout hitter, but he's going to, limit the walks, limit the free passes, which is what you want to see. The defense behind him is solid, like always, for the Mustangs. So, some great things tonight from Clark.
Now, on the other side of the ball, starting for the Mudcats is going to be Jordan Marlowe, and we'll talk more about him as we get to their side of things. But the starting hitting lineup for the Chillicothe Mudcats, leading off playing shortstop Peyton Becker. Batting second, playing second, Hunter Schulte. Behind the plate is going to be Tanner Sears. Playing right field is going to be Carlos Negron. At first base, Elian Guzman. In left field, going to be John Spoto. At third base, Sammy Cruz. DHing for the Mudcats, Drew Sonita. And patrolling center field, Rafael Calcano. As we mentioned before, Tanner Sears Negron. Very prominent in the middle of the order. Going to be tough for the Mustangs to shut those guys out. The defensive lineup for the Mustangs, Jackson Glick playing first, Truman Bodenhausen at second, Mason Holton playing third, Carson Schmidt at short, Noah Bodenhausen in left, Logan Miller in center, Jeter Mose in right, Dom Felix behind the plate, and as mentioned earlier, Andrew Clark pitching for the Mustangs. One thing to talk about is the movement around the field for the Mustangs. Mason Holton at third and Carson Schmidt at short. Holton was at short last game. Bodenhausen still at second. Mose is now playing the outfield. What else have you seen from this Mustangs lineup? Lineup?
It goes to show how talented these players all are defensively as they're able to move around. Mose, the biggest utility of them all. He's played third. He's played first. He's played right tonight. More of what, he's a corner guy. He can play any corner on the field. And that's a real talent itself. And you have guys like Mason Holton, who we've only seen play shortstop since he joined the team. Tonight he slides over to third base. And, again, if you can play shortstop, you can play third. It's obviously a little different, but at the end of the day, he's just fielding a baseball there. The one infielder we haven't seen move too much is Bodenhausen, and I think that's just because he's a little smaller, so he fits the build to be, a second baseman. And Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I think it's very cool, very interesting how often they're able to kind of switch up the defensive lineup for the Mustangs.
No, very versatile, very good skill to have, especially when the starting 9 is not locked in. And if you can play more positions, chances are you're getting more playing time. First pitch coming up right here to the leadoff man, Peyton Becker. And the first pitch from Clark is lined to second base and off the glove of Truman Bodenhausen. What a way to kick off this game as Peyton Becker has given the Mudcats an early base runner.
Yeah, those ones are like the absolute worst. As a fielder, it's like Bodenhausen knows he could have got that, but it's a very tough play. And when it hits your glove, you're just thinking to yourself, what could I have done differently in order to make that play?
Now for Andrew Clark, what's the thought process? First pitch of the game, and you give up a shot to the right side.
I mean, Clark's an experienced veteran pitcher. He's a little older than most of these, really anyone out on the field right now, so he's fine. It's not going to startle him too much. I'm sure he's had plenty of games in his career where he's given up, a base hit to start the game.
1-0 count to Hunter Schulte as he takes a pitch just down, going to be 2-0 count. Schulte from Mobley Area Community College, and he hit .235 as a freshman. Something also fun for this Mudcats team, Becker, Sears, and Negron, 3 of their first 4 hitters were all teammates at Central Methodist University. As there goes Becker, and he's going to slide in safely. It's going to be a stolen base and a quick runner in scoring position for the Mudcats.
Yeah, a little bit of a different start from last night. It's tonight, the Mudcats not looking to fall behind. They're looking to jump out ahead of the Mustangs. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the inning plays out now that the Mudcats have a runner in scoring position.
Mudcats already down 0-2 in the series as that pitch misses up and in to Hunter Schulte. So they're looking for revenge here, Charlie.
Well, absolutely. And these two teams are teams that have played each other pretty close in years past. It's they both have been around longer than most Mink League teams, which the Mudcats originating in 2002. So they've been around, and I'm sure everyone here knows just how long the St. Joe Mustangs have been here.
Schulte is going to take a 5-pitch walk from Andrew Clark as the Mudcats quickly have 2 runners on and no one out for the big boys. Tanner Sears, the catcher, steps up to the plate. Something fun to note is we're going to have highlights soon on the YouTube channel. Stay tuned for that. After every game, I would say it's about a 24-hour turnaround period. Probably less on days we don't have back-to-back games, but you will get all the highlights from the action, from this camera, from me and Charlie. So stay tuned for that as we're going to have the last 4 games up on the YouTube channel by tomorrow.
Yeah, more of a recap kind of thing in case you weren't able to watch the game, highlight the bigger moments in the game. It'd only be about, anywhere 3 to 5 minutes long, something quick, something to watch. Maybe as you get ready for bed or something if you weren't able to head out to Phil Welch or tune into the live stream, but want to stay up to date on how the Mustangs season is going.
The 0-1 offering is squared away and pulled back. Pitch misses just outside. Man, you got a guy who hit 15 home runs last season and is now bunting. Now, granted, the guy behind him had an even better season, but what's your thought about your 3-hitter squaring away?
I mean, I believe there's a right time for everyone to bunt. But, I mean, in summer ball, with
as
two
there
guys
goes
on,
both runners, as the throw is going to go behind at second base, and that gets into center field. In comes Becker, Schulte to third. And a disastrous start for the Mustangs here, as there is 1 run in and still no out with a guy on third.
Yeah, and Felix is going to learn the more he plays here that any throw down to second base in the first 3 to 4 innings is risky, and it needs to be a perfect one or it shouldn't be thrown. That throw just sailed a little on him as he tried to throw behind the runner, and Bodenhausen just couldn't see the ball with the sun.
The 1-2 offering to Sears misses outside, and hopefully the Mustangs don't end up like the crop dusters yesterday as the first 6 guys for the Mustangs last night all reached base and all scored. Counts even 2-2 to Sears. Clark winds and fires as that pitch is mishandled by Felix. Runner got a bad jump, so Hunter Schulte is going to stay at third base. We got a full count here. Tanner Sears. For Clark now, he's given up a couple hits, a hit and a walk, and a run already. 3-2 count now to the catcher. What is plan of attack going forward? That pitch is waved out and missed. That's probably a good plan of attack right there.
Great. He answered the question for you, but Clark just needs to. He already has a walk, which he only had 1 in 5 innings of work in his last start. So, don't let that happen again. He now has probably the best hitter in the lineup stepping up. Still got to be confident. Still got to go at him. Although you have first base open, you really don't want to, let him drive in the run. But at the same time, with this early in the game, you don't want to be putting base runners on.
As the pitch now to Carlos Negron, taken upstairs for a ball. I agree. Summer ball, I'd probably throw to him. Playoff game, I'd let Negron take first base. No slacker behind him, though. Elian Guzman had 7 home runs his college season, as that pitch is swung on and missed by Negron.
You can just tell the way Negron swings that he means strictly business up there at the plate. I mean, he just swings hard. He's got a good look and swing. One of those guys I wish I could see the swing speed on.
That is a great pitch on the outside part of the plate. And Carlos Negron quickly down 1-2, which would be a huge out here for Andrew Clark and momentum. You get their 3 and 4 hitters out after getting the first 2 guys on. If you can walk out of here with only 1 run, that's good things for the rest of your outing. 1-2 pitch is taken for strike 3. Home plate umpire rings up Negron. And Andrew Clark has now battled back and has 2 outs here in the top of the first.
So Clark really switching it up from what we saw in his last start. I just mentioned he had 2 strikeouts and 1 walk and 5 innings of work. We're 2/3 of an inning into his start right now, and he already has 2 strikeouts and a walk. So a little bit of a different plan of attack here so far from Clark. Not messing around at all.
There's a breaking ball taken just down. Clark with an interesting windup. How do you feel about his hands breaking so early?
I'm not a huge pitching mechanical guy, but it's an interesting strategy from Clark. It's not something that you see from too many pitchers, and it's not almost how early they break. It's how wide he gets when they do break. He reaches that arm all the way back behind his or his back shoulder. So it's kind of it can cause at times, if he's not be careful with it, it can cause him to be a little wild. But he's obviously doesn't seem to ever bother him.
Might be a little wild to hear as it's 3-0 to the first baseman Elian Guzman, as John Spoto, the left fielder, waits on deck. Sammy Cruz behind him.
And again, with 2 outs and first base open, if he'd rather go after Spoto in the 3-0 count, I wouldn't know if I don't know if I'm really going at Guzman here if you're already down 3-0.
Well, that pitch looked like caught the inside corner. It's going to be a 3-1 count here. Yeah, I would give him something that maybe he chases right here, because at worst you walk him. The 3-1 pitch taken for a strike as he's worked it back full.
Clark's got full, so now at this point, now if you're Clark, you're probably going at him. And how sick would it be if Clark was able to work back and strike out 3, 4, 5 in the lineup?
See if you can do that right here. 3-2 count. Pitch is lined hard but foul. Man, that ball was ripped.
That was almost really bad for the Mustangs. Really bad for Andrew Clark, but hey, baseball's a game of inches.
It is. Mustangs have not given up more than a couple runs in the first inning of any home game so far. As the next 3-2 offering is lined and caught over there by Mason Holton. Andrew Clark works out of a jam as he had 2 runners on in the first 2 batters, but back-to-back Ks and a lineout allow the Mustangs to escape with just 1 run. It's going to be 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Keep it here at Phil Welch Stadium. 1-0 ball game here at Phil Welch Stadium as the Mudcats jumped out to an early lead. The starting lineup for your St. Joseph Mustangs tonight. Leading off in left field, Noah Bodenhausen. DHing, Carson Schrack. Mason Holton's at third. Jeter Mose sliding over to right field for today. Dom Felix behind the plate. Logan Miller patrolling center. Jackson Glick at first. Carson Schmidt at the shortstop position. And his double play partner Truman Bodenhausen at second. That is your starting lineup for your St. Joseph Mustangs. Defensively, the Mudcats have Elian Guzman at first. Hunter Schulte at second. Sammy Cruz at third. Peyton Becker, who scored in the first inning, at short. John Spoto in left field. Rafael Calcano in center. And Carlos Negron in right field. Tanner Sears behind the plate. And pitching for the Mudcats, Jordan Marlott. As the 6'6", 225-pounder's first pitch is outside. That ball is hit into center field. Having some sun trouble. No problem over there for Calcano as Noah Bodenhausen flies out to start the Mustangs home 9.
Bodenhausen's done a great job early on in the year in the leadoff spot there. Quick out number 1. Not his best work.
In steps the University of Arkansas commit facing the tall lefty, Carson Schrack, the DH for tonight.
It's the first time we've seen Schrack DHing on the year. He's obviously been solid with his glove. He had a couple errors last night, or excuse me, that was 2 nights ago versus the Merchants when he was playing third.
That ball is grounded foul. Might just be not a full day of rest, but allow him to just focus on hitting for today. He's played they played 7 innings yesterday, so all 16 innings so far in this homestand. As that pitch misses outside. He also played in the first game of the week on Tuesday. So Carson Schrack seeing a lot of action.
Yeah, Schrack's had a long week. And again, you said it perfectly. A lot of times managers like to give, their better bats in the lineup maybe a day off in the field and just kind of let them swing it. It's more of an easier game on the mind, easier game on the body. You'll wake up feeling pretty fresh tomorrow, which either way, the Mustangs don't play tomorrow. It's their first day off in almost 10 days.
That ball's grounded up the middle by Schrack. Making a play on there is Becker, and a strong throw is going to get Schrack. Nice play over there by the Chillicothe Mudcats shortstop.
Yeah, Becker doing a great job using the forehand, sliding over. That ball is hit pretty hard up the middle. Becker doing a good job. Fielded cleanly. Strong toss to first in order to retire Schrack.
So correction for Charlie is the Mustangs, we're going to play their 4th game against Chillicothe tomorrow at Chillicothe. Monday is their day off.
There we go.
The end of their 10 straight games, I should say. Starting out now is the third baseman today, Mason Holton. He was at shortstop yesterday. He's moving around a bit.
They have the Monday off, and then they play 13 games in a row. So if you thought 10 was long, get ready for 13.
That pitch catches the zone, and Jordan Marlowe is already up 0-2 on the Mustangs 3-hitter.
Marlowe looking pretty good. He's a tall 6'6". He's got a big frame weighing 225 pounds.
As the 0-2 pitch is missed just outside. Good pitch. Catcher like what he saw there. What do you think he goes to here after that fastball missed just high?
Well, Sears liked it because it sets up a curveball really well if that's what they want to go with. You're still ahead 1-2, and you just drop something down in the dirt.
That's exactly what he did. Good call, Charlie, except that one might have barely made it to a Little League mound.
Yeah, not the best pitch. The idea was there. He didn't execute it 100%.
As a pitcher, when you have those first couple curveballs of the game, you got to find your release point. It's better to miss down there, though, than to miss one in the middle of the zone. 2-2 pitch coming from Marlowe as that misses high, and Mason Holton, who was down 0-2, all of a sudden brought the count back full.
Yeah, so he got ahead Marlowe 0-2, and then kind of just threw 3 not extremely competitive pitches in a row.
Full count coming. That ball is fouled off to the right side and out of play. Mason Holton stands at 6'3", 190, which is nothing compared to the guy on the mound, 6'6", 225. That ball is grounded foul.
Yeah, being tall as a pitcher is so helpful, especially when you're 6'6". That is very tall.
Yeah, there's a couple things that come to mind. Is one, the release point, and two, how far you can get down the mound. It's 60 feet 6 inches from the mound to the plate, but with that reach, it's making it 50. That ball's pretty deep down side, but going to be foul over there in left field. As the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up here for the Holton-Marlowe battle.
The farther taller's point, it's when he's talking about the release point and where they're striding, the taller you are, the farther down you're on the mound. So he's releasing the ball closer to home plate, making it feel as if the hitter has less time to react.
As that pitch is sky to the right side, should be out of play. Thought it was going to be staying in there. First baseman Elian Guzman looked like he had a beat on it, but he did not. 10 pitch at bat here for Mason Holton. It's a way to make him work after the first two guys went down pretty easily.
Yeah, either way, Holton had a good at bat already. Call these quality at bats anytime you're able to, see a good amount of pitches or, get on base. You call it a QAB.
Another 3-2 is grounded to the shortstop. Becker going to be a deep play in the hole, and he's going to eat it there. It goes as an infield single for Mason Holton, hopefully to get these Mustangs bats alive.
Well, Holton was going to have a quality at bat either way, but he ends up getting on base by way of the single. So good piece of hitting from Holton, not trying to do too much. Full count, he's just battling, using that top hand. And, you make contact, good things happen, and that's exactly what we saw right there.
So going back to the Crop Dusters game, and really almost any game this season, there have been a lot of infield hits. Why is that?
Well, some of it has to do with the fact that the Mustangs are still playing on, the dirt and grass, and the Mustangs' grass is super thick. It shouldn't be looked over, but some of these ground balls that would, like that one, probably would get through into left field on turf, but here at Phil Welch, the grass slows it down enough in order for the shortstop to get a glove on it, like Becker did, but not enough to where he can make a play.
Number 16, Jeter Mose, steps in and is quickly down 0-2. He's patrolling right field today. We talked about him being able to move anywhere. We've seen him play first, play third. I think he played left as well. As there's a pickoff move there from Marlowe.
Those pickoff moves just never really make much sense. Just kind of a reset more for the pitcher, less than a pickoff attempt.
Yeah, a lot of left-handed pitchers have an A move and a B move, and then that was, you can call that like a D or F move. Really not trying to get the runner, maybe giving him a break, didn't like the pitch call, or just trying to show him that I have a move, and now I could show you my better one later. 1-2 count here to Mose. Marlowe kicks and deals. And that breaking ball misses just down. A good take there from number 16.
But yeah, having two pickoff moves is handy. You can go over there once, and if it's a B move, not like what we just saw, but if it's a solid move, you might lend the base around to thinking that's your best move.
Good lead over there from Holton. He's not going anywhere, though, as that pitch is fouled back.
And then when you bring out your better pickoff move, it can really catch the runner off guard. But a move like that, yeah, just more of a mental reset. New pitch.
Now in the MLB, you can only disengage from the rubber 2 times. The third time, you either have to pick them off or they are rewarded the next base. So that would be a complete waste in the MLB. 2-2 pitches fouled off again, and couple at bats now after a quick first 2 batters. And his pitch count went from looking like he was going to be around the 10, 11 pitch mark to pushing about 20.
Yeah, a really good job from these Mustangs hitters, even if they get nothing out of this inning. A bad start to the inning, but able to kind of find a way to make him throw some pitches at the very least.
Mose grounds that one back toward the pitcher Marlowe. He's going to have to hurry a bit, and that ball is thrown to the second baseman. What the heck was that? Wow.
When fielding a ball like that, sometimes when you jerk your head really quick, like we saw from Marlowe right there, you almost lose track of exactly where you're going with the ball. And I think Marlowe's eyes kind of fooled him a little bit, as he obviously realized the minute he started to throw the ball that was not going where he wanted it to go. And that's why he came out as such a loop. But I think he might have just kind of mistaked where he was trying to go with the ball right as he turned around, or it just slipped.
Man, beautiful pass to the second base, Hunter's shoulder. Caught him in stride. Wow, that was something. You see something new every day at Phil Welch Stadium. Dom Felix steps in, the catcher, as he fouls that one back. It's going to go down as an E1 in the books.
Felix in the lineup for Hepburn. They've kind of, I think, settled into a rotation, which is good to see.
As a catcher, and I'm sure you know this better than anyone, Charlie, but 9 innings as a catcher is a lot more wear and tear than any other position on the field.
Absolutely.
That ball's grounded to the third baseman, Cruz. Nice play from Cruz is going to get Felix by a couple steps. So a couple of base runners for the Mustangs, but no scoring to show for us. It's going to be 1-0. We head to the top of the second. Keep it here at Phil Welch Stadium. Welcome back to the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast. Tyler Raimundo alongside Charlie Marshall. Got a 1-0 game here as we head to the top of the second. Leading off for the Mudcats is going to be left fielder John Spoto out of Bloomfield College. Sorry, out of Rock Valley College. Out of Bloomfield College is Sammy Cruz, the guy on deck. So John Spoto, a freshman at Rock Valley College, and he didn't play his first year. But let's see what he has here for the Mudcats. Andrew Clark back to the mound as his first pitch of the inning misses high and outside.
It'll be interesting to see how many more freshmen start to play as freshmen after this last year, the COVID year, goes away. So just not as many 24, 25-year-olds playing college sports gives the younger guys more opportunities.
As he takes a strike there. Yeah, when I first joined my JUCO back in 2021, kind of right after COVID, we weren't sure if we were going to have a season. There were guys who were 23, 24, had kids, all on my team as that one's fouled back. But yeah, and that's at the JUCO. Like JUCO, you can only be a freshman or a sophomore athletically. So you had guys who were in their third year after they redshirted, then a COVID year, but they're still considered freshmen. We had one sophomore on the team, but we had the average age of like 20, 21.
Yeah, and that's kind of just what I'm talking about. That's kind of the lost art of all these guys. These freshmen go to these schools, and very few of them are making a significant impact.
Breaking ball misses just high.
But next year, I think we might see more and more freshmen start to play, or it's even sophomores. Because, I mean, still, when you're a sophomore, if you're competing against a guy who's 25 or 26, he's a grown man.
Well, it's waved at and missed by John Spoto. Fastball, the up part of the zone. He had no chance on that one.
You're facing grown men. I mean, 20, 22, you're older, as for sure, but you're still not 26.
Yeah, the developmental stage when you're 18, 19, fresh out of high school, and all of a sudden you got guys who have been playing college ball for 3 years, 4 years. It's a pretty intimidating thing going out there as a young 18, 19-year-old. That first pitch didn't miss by much, but mishandled by Felix. It's going to be called a ball. Sammy Cruz steps up to the plate, the third baseman. And like we mentioned before, he's from Bloomfield College, and worked the walk quite a bit. He had 10 of them in 47 plate appearances his last year at Bloomfield, as that pitch misses high. So we mentioned before, it is Northwest Missouri State University night here at Phil Welch Stadium. Noah Bodenhausen and Truman Bodenhausen, along with Andrew Clark, are all attending that university. It's going to be a 3-0 count here to Sammy Cruz. Andrew Clark can define the zone quickly here.
A lot of local colleges for the Mustangs. A lot of, we mentioned this last time they played, international players on this Mudcats team.
Yeah, some guys in the Dominican Republic as their center fielder, Rafael Calcano. Their 2-hitter from last game is not playing, but he is from Venezuela. So that is sorted and missed. Remember that sword stat we talked about? That would be considered a sword.
Tally that one down right there. That's a sword.
Waiting for that.
Might have to keep track, see who leads the Mustangs in swords.
Don't know if we have the funds for that. 3-2 count here to Sammy Cruz. Andrew Clark's offering is swung on and missed. It's going to be 4 Ks for Andrew Clark in the last 5 batters. He has settled in to this ball game.
Well, sword or not, that is a beautiful strikeout.
Yeah, so Julio Guerrero, who was the 2-hitter last game, he is from Venezuela. And out of their bullpen, they have Ryoma Tada. He is from Tokyo, Japan, as well as Noburo Shinohara, an infielder out of Tokyo, Japan as well. So it is really interesting seeing guys come in from all across the world out here at a beautiful St. Joseph, Missouri.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder exactly what head coach Tyler Hudlow does in his, recruiting. As for these summer teams, it's all based on the head coach and some of the general manager as well. To bring in guys who play. Every year the team kind of starts from scratch. You have to bring in an entire new roster, make new lineups.
That ball grounded back up the middle. Going to be a tough play, and not making the play is the shortstop, Carson Schmidt. So it's going to be a 2-out base runner as Drew Sandid gets a single, bringing up the 9-hole hitter, Rafael Calcano, out of the Dominican Republic. As you can hear, Rafael Calcano is the taco hitter. It's a great pick. His last game, he struck out 4 times.
Yeah.
As there goes Sandid. As that throw is thrown way over there into shallow center field.
Felix needs to just stay down within himself right here when he's making these throws to second. He's popping up too much, which is the reason his throws are sailing on him. If he stays a little more on his legs, he's going to find it much easier to just keep the ball. Maybe try and skip the next one if you're Dominic Felix.
The 1-0 offering is taken for a strike. That caught the inside part of the plate.
He's the taco hitter. Like you mentioned, 4 strikeouts. His last 4 at-bats at Phil Welch Stadium have all been strikeouts.
And the Mustangs slow start to their taco Ks, but last game had a couple. And the game before had 1. So it's a good week for tacos here today. 2-1 count here to Rafael Calcano. Pitch from Clark is fouled back, and here we go. Another 2-strike count here on Rafael Calcano. Let's see if we can send these fans home happy.
The man referred to as the taco fans sits right below us. So we get to hear all his taco chants every game.
Let's see if those wishes can come true. Clark's 2-2 is grounded to short. Should be no problem over there for Schmidt. A couple steps, and he's going to get out of there. Clark throws a shutout second inning as we head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Mudcats keep it here at Phil Welch Stadium. Welcome back to the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast here at Phil Welch Stadium. Tyler Bermudo alongside Charlie Marshall. As batting for your Mustangs is going to be the center fielder Logan Miller. He faces Marlowe, and that first pitch is a strike in cricket. It's going to be a 1-0 count.
That's the second time we've seen Marlowe skip a ball way out in front. It makes you wonder if maybe he's having some footing issues or something on the mound.
The 1-0 pitch to Miller is grounded over to third. Handling it is Cruz, and that's going to be 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
Kind of a birthday hop to Cruz right there.
Yeah,
kind
that
of
was easy.
A hard hit off the grass. Shot right up to him. Easy play.
Unlike the crop dusters game yesterday, that ball was pretty easy. We had a couple balls hit like that, and those things shot up 50, 60 feet in the air, and a couple infield singles as a result. In steps now is Jackson Glick, playing first base here today. Glick headed to Pima Community College next season, as that breaking ball is fouled back.
Looks like Glick lost his lumber.
His lumber?
He didn't throw it, but his bat ended up on the ground.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, I didn't know if it broke or not. The 1-1 pitch here to Jackson Glick is a breaking ball taken just high. 2-1 count here. I want to see Jackson Glick run into a ball. I know he has the power. Although I can't really do much on that pitch. But 3-1 count here.
Yeah, especially with the short porch out there in right field. Only 307 feet, so.
Although I'm a singles hitter for most of my life, I do think I can get one out to 307. As Glick was trying to get one out to 407 on that
507.
507, jeez. Maybe in the Coors Field atmosphere that might get out there, but anyway, full count here too. Jackson Glick, and the delivery from Marlowe is taken just outside. Man, that is either he was frozen or has a fantastic eye.
Great take from Glick. Gives the Mustangs the first base runner of the inning.
First walk there from Marlowe. Standing in now is the shortstop, Carson Schmidt. Then we got the Bodenhausen Bros right after him.
Yes, the Bodenhausen Bros. It's good to see them back in the lineup together.
As, I don't know, what's it called? Oh, he squared and swung at the same time.
It kind of looked like he got the bunt down a little late. Obviously, he went for a drag bunt, trying to bunt for a hit, so you want to show late. And the bat kind of slipped out of his hand and kind of looked like a half swing, half bunt.
As there goes Glick, pitch in the dirt, and that throw is in Narnia.
Yeah, that's the third
Easy
throw
base.
tonight where the catcher's thrown it to center field.
And we talk about the sun being an issue, but none of those balls would have mattered in broad daylight. That was
Yeah, especially the last two. They have been way over the middle infielder's head. So a couple kinks the catchers for both teams are trying to figure out.
As you can kind of see in the bottom of your screen, the Northwest Missouri State Bearcat making his way down the stands. We had Captain Hook and Peter Pan here earlier. Wonder who else is going to show out here tonight.
Yeah, no better time for the Bearcat as Bodenhausen's on deck. Both of them are, who both attend Northwest Missouri State.
Carson Schmidt in a 1-2 hold. The pitch from Marlowe is grounded back. I think he broke his bat. He's going to go to third.
That
And a
wasn't
great
smart.
throw, but not going to be in time. As I like the idea out there for Marlowe, but a little hesitation, and that's all it took for Jackson Glick to slide in safely at third base.
Yeah, Glick faster than he looks for sure. And when you're breaking on contact, that ball took 2 or 3 hops before Marlowe even had a chance to glove it. He should have just gone the first and taken us out. Instead, he's got himself in a little bit of a jam now.
Here is Noah Bodenhausen.
Truman. Uh-oh.
Oh, there's a pickoff move. It's not going to matter as Carson Schmidt is going to advance to second. No throw over there by the first baseman, Elion Guzman. As the Mustangs have second and third here. Here's Truman Bodenhausen now. 0-0 count to him, and that ball's waved in at missed. Says Truman goes to North Central Community College on the Mustangs roster, but that is not correct. He, along with Noah, both go to Northwest Missouri State. I hope. 0-1 pitch here to Truman. He takes a pitch on the outside, back pick over to third, but
that was almost dangerous for Glick. A big spot for Bodenhausen right here to kind of get the Mustangs going, tie this game up.
That ball's fouled back. So it's all the directions that are throwing me off. Both Bodenhausen bros go to North Central Missouri.
North Central Missouri.
So not Northwest, not Northeast, not Southwest, North Central College. 0-2 pitch here to Truman Bodenhausen is taken off the inside edge. Good take on 0-2.
And Truman, he's been a good two-strike hitter all year for the Mustangs, so he's probably pretty comfortable here in the 1-2 count.
Not comfortable there as he takes strike 3 looking.
Unfortunate for the Mustangs. You never want to go down K'ing up with 2 guys in scoring position and less than 2 outs. Happens to the best of us, though, is now it's going to be up to Noah Bodenhausen to pick up his younger brother.
Okay. Why I've been a little quiet is I'm trying to figure it out. So Truman and Noah do not go to the same college.
Okay.
And I think you put that on my head. All of a sudden, we're trying to figure it out. So Noah Bodenhausen goes to North Central Missouri College. It is Northwest Missouri State night. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Man, what is going on here? Go back to the game here. Focus up on that. Noah Bodenhausen now with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Jackson Glick at third. Carson Schmidt at second. Looking for a big hit here to possibly take the lead as he leaves that pitch inside. That brings up a good question, though. So, Charlie, you have a younger brother. He's not as close to you in age as the Bodenhausen bros, but would you want him going to your same college?
Yeah, no, I think that'd be fun as a younger brother. I mean, we had a pair of brothers on our club baseball team. Kind of fun, I feel like, to play with your sibling, especially if you're both playing the sport.
That's true. Very true. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count here for Noah Bodenhausen. Marlowe kicks and fires and misses outside. Bases loaded. You got a base open here. What's the plan of attack here for Marlowe?
Well, you have Noah Bodenhausen up right now, but you have Carson Schrack on deck. Now, I'm not a genius, but I'd rather probably pitch to Bodenhausen right here than to Schrack with the bases loaded.
Full count pitch is taken high. That's the second walk of the inning for Jordan Marlowe, loading the bases. Mound visit here from the Mudcats coach. Carson Schrack will have a chance to tie this ball game, perhaps take the lead for the Mustangs.
Pretty familiar position for Schrack. He's come up clutch a lot so far for the Mustangs this year.
Yeah, the DH here today. Batted .404 at Coffeyville his freshman year and then hit .348 with a .435 on base and a .478 slugging. And when he's headed to Arkansas next year, that is a big bat in that Razorbacks lineup. Glick on third, Schmidt at second, Noah Bodenhausen on first. Carson Schrack versus Jordan Marlowe. Nowhere to put him here. 2 outs. A 1-0 ball game in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch from Mallett is taken outside.
That one almost got Glick in the back.
That would have been anticlimactic.
Yeah, kind of dangerous. Unnecessary. Sears appears to be upset with Glick about something because he's thrown down there 3 times this inning.
It's incredible. 1-0 offering is taken outside. Man, umpire not giving much on that outside corner for either team right now.
Yeah, Marlowe's not doing a great job of keeping, up a positive body image out there right now. He's kind of letting his emotions get the best of him, showing some anger with the strike zone.
2-0 count here to Carson Schrack, and that pitch is grounded up the middle and through. In comes Glick. Coming in is Schmidt. Bodenhausen to third, and Schrack is going to take second on the throw. Mustangs now lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the second inning, thanks to a 2 RBI single by Carson Schrack.
A great piece of hitting from Schrack. Up in the count, 2-0. He's looking for a pitch to do damage with. He does enough damage to get up the middle for a base hit. Absolutely breathtaking from Schrack. 2-1 Mustangs. How about it, Tyler?
And that's an at-bat where we're going to look at later in the game. And the Mustangs did not strand the bases loaded. And now have 2 in runners in scoring position for the 3-hitter, Mason Holton. I thought it was pretty impressive that he got over the 6'6" Jordan Mallett on the mound.
And once it got over Mallett, I thought it might have been gloved by the shortstop, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I thought that play was going to be right over the second base bag. Could have been a quick step on, but no, there was enough spin, enough velocity on that ball to sneak it out to center field. 1-0 pitch to Mason Holton. It's taken high.
Yeah, if Becker was able to get a glove on it, he would have had an easy out at second base. But fortunate for the Mustangs, the ball's hit too hard.
Speaking of Becker, Mason Holton grounded to Becker for a single last inning. And now is a 2-0 count here. Is that ball skied and fading foul? And hit something.
As foul balls tend to do.
Right, it was right into the Mustangs bounce house out there. I don't want one of those.
I wonder when we have...
I'm not really making it on my Mustang salary right now, but... 2-1 count here to Mason Holton. That pitch misses outside. 3-1 count. We've seen this. Feels like a couple batters ago. Mason Holton, 3-1 count. Jeter Mose, not the guy you want on deck.
Yeah, I don't really want either of them if I'm Marlowe, but you got to go after one of them.
As that pitch is fouled off. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Full count here now to Mason Holton. How much does body language play when you're the hitter? Not necessarily like the guy who's doing the body language, but when you see that as a hitter, what are you thinking of at the plate?
Well, I just know, he's frustrated. And so he's going to be trying to do a little too much probably.
Yes, man. Another very close take is going to result in the third walk of the inning for Jordan Mallett. Not happy up there.
But, yeah, I mean, as a hitter, I'm not paying attention to the pitcher's body language too much just because I'm trying to be focused on what I'm doing. But you definitely see it when he's kind of losing his cool out there. And it kind of almost made me crack a smile as you know that someone's in this guy's head, whether it's you or the umpire.
You know what would really frustrate me as a pitcher right now would be a Jeter Mose grand slam.
I think we might see some more negative body language from Marlowe if that was to happen.
I don't know how much you'd see. I think he'd be on his way to the dugout after that. 0-1 count here to Mose. He reached on an error back to the pitcher where he threw it to the second baseman. As that is fouled back, and Mose finds himself down 0-2 in a big situation. Noah Bodenhausen to third. Carson Schrack at second. And Mason Holton at first for Mose. 0-2 count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. The pitch from Mallett. Fouled back.
Just enough to stay alive.
Got a piece. Now in an 0-2 count with the bases loaded, are you just trying to put the ball in play? You trying to keep your approach? What are you doing up here, Charlie?
Well, I would just have my normal 2-strike approach, which is, I'm probably looking to go away, trying to hit the ball to the opposite field. Having a big strike zone, you do not want to go down looking with bases loaded.
It'll be another foul ball, third in a row here for Mose.
As a hitter, the more foul balls you hit, you almost get a little bit more confident in yourself. You kind of just keep getting a piece of them, and as a hitter, you kind of just think eventually you're about to get one.
0-2 again. Again, that bounce way in front of the plate. That's not even a competitive pitch.
Yeah, Sears did a really good job dropping to the knees, blocking, and then corralling that ball, not allowing for an additional run, keeping it at just the 1-run deficit.
Mose from Gateway Community College out in Arizona. He had 8 home runs last year for that team. And he was on the Hamilton High School baseball team in Arizona that was ranked 8th in the country his senior year in 2023. 1-2 pitch. Taken upstairs. Starting in those spots where you dream of as a kid. You get the bases loaded, 2 on, 2 out. And a 2-2 count. Sorry.
3 on. Bases juice.
Bases juice.
I was going to say, I've never had a dream as a kid with I got 2 on.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that ball is drilled into the gap. But can of corn out there for Carlos Negron. Depth perception was really off there. So the Mustangs strike for 2, but leave 3 on as they take a 2-1 lead here, headed to the top of the third. Keep it here on the Mustangs broadcast. Just finished YMCA time here in Phil Welch Stadium with a surprise appearance from Maui. Maui from Awana. It is father-daughter date night, and it is Maui, who is right now behind home plate. Can't quite see him there. And
See him? I believe
Maui's a guy.
Oh, I'm not familiar with my Maui or Moana movie.
Although I know that guy's familiar with Amazon because that is the exact same Halloween costume I had 2 years ago. Andrew Clark quickly down to to the leadoff hitter, Peyton Becker.
Do you have a photo of you in costume, Tyler?
I thought that was my photo for the Mustangs group chat for a while. Grounder to Schmidt at short. And a low throw, but dug out by Jackson Glick. Go buy Glick dinner tonight, Carson Schmidt. We can get out of here. 1 out now for Hunter Shota, the second baseman who reached on a walk his first time around.
Yeah, that was a good dig from Glick over there. Kind of a tough one. I wouldn't call it a short hop or a long hop. One of those, a little bit of an in-betweener. Glick beautifully dug over there at first base, picking up Schmidt.
They made it look easy. That's a tough play. Another good dig by Dom Felix right there. 1-0 count here to Schulta.
I'm still not over this Halloween costume. I'd really like to see this.
We'll see. Maybe at the end of the year I can showcase it on stream. What were some of your best Halloween costumes? Even though we're in the middle of June, Charlie, what are some of your best Halloween costumes?
I don't know exactly. Kind of a tough question. I was a Power Ranger once.
Okay. What color?
Red, of course. Yeah.
Valid.
Red Power Ranger. Why would you want to be anything else?
You're not the main character, then. Makes sense. I was a SpongeBob one year. I was an Angry Bird one year. Cowboy one year. And a rabbi.
Ooh.
Is that ball?
Almost. It was a walk.
Almost got a piece. It was going to be a walk either way, but Hunter Schultze with his second free pass of the day. In steps Tanner Sears, the catcher. As we mentioned, had 15 home runs in his college season. Central Methodist University.
Central Methodist has a really good Division II school. One of the better ones in the country, actually. They also have like 3 or 4 teams. One of those kind of colleges where they have, a varsity team. They have a JV team. They have like a freshman team. More of a high school setup, but they recruit that many kids that they kind of just stash them and develop them in a way.
The 1-0 pitch from Sears misses high. Now, other schools, I know KU, they have a varsity team and a club baseball team.
They do have a club baseball team and a varsity team, indeed.
I believe is ranked 16th in the country right now. KU club baseball. Is that 2-0 pitch, catches the outside corner. It'll be 2-1 count here on the Central Methodist product, Tanner Sears.
Wonder what's in store for those Jayhawks next year.
I'm hearing good things for that Jayhawk club baseball team. That ball's fouled back. Yeah, they made a run. They made it to their regional and came in second, lost to Iowa State, who was ranked number 5 of the country in the time. So, NCBA club baseball, really something to look out for this upcoming season. A lot of talent out there in the club baseball level. 2-2 pitch from Clark, misses way up. Struggling to find the zone here. What is some advice you can give to Clark now, who has got himself an early lead after being down in the first inning, but a little wild here?
Well, anytime you're out there after just taking the lead as a pitcher, you want to kind of dial in, ride the lead.
The pitch, and it's fouled back.
But Clark, a little shaky so far, got the first batter out with an easy ground out, and then the walk. And then this is why this is such a big pitch right here, because if you walk Sears, then it becomes a bit more of a concern with Negron coming up. If he's able to get Sears out, you have 2 outs with 1 on. So a really big pitch right here.
Schultze stole a base in the first inning, and he went in the last pitch. Doesn't go anywhere here. That ball's grounded to the shortstop, Schmidt. Schmidt bobbles it and is safe at first. An error on Carson Schmidt, a costly one at that, as instead of having a potential double play, the Mudcats now have first and second for their best hitter, and Carlos Negron up.
Yeah, Schmidt just got a little ahead of himself, was too worried about the flip before the ball was in his glove, as that one had 6-4-3 written all over it. And this is the first look we've had at Schmidt at shortstop all year. He joined the team a little late.
Negron takes a fastball. Looked to be in his wheelhouse, but he takes it for a strike.
But Schmidt played short all throughout his high school career, so he's very experienced and he's very capable of exceeding at that position.
1-0 pitch is swung and hit toward the gap in right field, going after Mose, and he's not going to get there. That's going to plate at least one. Mose relays. The second runner coming in. We're going to have a play at the plate as that throws behind the runner, and going to be a 2 RBI double for Carlos Negron. That brought in Hunter Schultze and Tanner Sears as the Mudcats take a 3-2 lead.
Tanner Sears was absolutely flying around the bases there. But a great piece of hitting from Negron. Puts it in the gap. That's exactly what you're trying to do. A lot of guys like to have that right center approach, and Negron just executed it perfectly.
Elian Guzman steps up to face Clark for the second time. The first time he lined out to third. Got ourselves a back and forth affair here already. That pitch misses down. No activity yet for the Mustangs. You think we should get someone rolling out there?
Only the third inning. Clark went 5 innings in his last start. He's actually only thrown 2 1/3 so far tonight. But with the dominant bullpen you have, it wouldn't be crazy to see an arm maybe or a body at least kind of getting loose if Clark is unable to get a couple outs.
Grounder to the third baseman and misplayed over there by Mason Holton. They do have the runner in a pickle. It's Negron, and he's going to be tagged out. So it's going to go down as a fielder's choice. Are we giving the error to Holton right there?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be reaching on a fielder's choice. Well, that's going to be the call. Just because Schmidt was there backing up the play. Heads-up play from Schmidt, able to get Negron out. But we mentioned a lot of, infielders for the Mustangs playing new positions, all within the infield, but kind of switching it up a little. Right now they're looking a little shaky.
First pitch there to John Spoto is taken for a ball. If you were Holton in that situation, are you trying to catch that before it lands? Because it looked like he tried to come up a bit and all of a sudden got caught in no man's land.
I don't think he would have been able to catch it on the fly, but, yeah, he kind of double.
That ball's going to be hit into shallow center field. Should be no problem over there for Logan Miller, and it's not. But not before the Mudcats strike for 2 as we got a back-and-forth affair here in St. Joseph. 3-2 Mudcats. We head to the bottom of the third. Keep it here on the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast. Welcome back to the friendly confines of Phil Welch Stadium here in St. Joseph, Missouri. The Mudcats hold a 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Leading off for the Mustangs, Dom Felix. If you ever need a reason to come out to Phil Welch Stadium, during the break, we saw Spider-Man grittying across the stands.
A beautiful sight to see. They say you're going to see something new every day when you watch baseball, see something new every day, but you're really going to see something new when you come out to Phil Welch.
As he's working his way back. 2-0 count here to Dom Felix. It's going to be a quick 3-0 count. Trying to see if we can get you to show Spider-Man in a second here. 3-0 count to Felix is taken for a strike. And there Spider-Man goes.
He walks away. Just as quickly as he came, he's gone.
That's going to be skied and fading away from the center fielder. But no problem over there for Rafael Calcano. As Dom Felix flies out, allowing Logan Miller to step up to the plate.
Dom Felix hit that one hard. Unfortunate, it was right out Calcano.
Oh, good beat. Good jump by Calcano. He did strike out 4 times last game, but he did showcase some good range in the outfield. Here's Miller. He's 5'10", 160. but he batted .364 last year at State Fair Community College with a .394 average in conference play. So he takes a pitch inside. Here's the 1-1 offering from Marlowe. Taken low. Glick awaits on deck. Schmidt to follow. As the 2-1 pitch to Miller. It's thrown really low in the dirt.
Yeah, Miller kind of had a jump out of the way of that one. Not the first time we've seen that tonight. Probably won't be the last.
Yeah, I mean, he's missing quite a bit by a lot. It's not like a competitive miss. It's just a lot of really pitch in the waist zone as that pitch caught the inside corner.
Yeah, and you never want to be missing uncompetitively as a pitcher. You always want to be at least making the hitter think about swinging.
Oh, he's thinking about swinging there as that ball's lined up to Calcano. It gets a good jump and a great diving play there from the center fielder for the Mudcats. Great jump, great read, great route, and great catch out there for Rafael Calcano.
Yeah, I mean, just you said it perfectly, Tyler. Calcano, just a great jump. And that's back-to-back plays where I don't know if either of those are caught by, an average, below-average center fielder, but Calcano showcasing some serious fielding ability.
Certainly not the second one. Jackson Glick steps in. He takes a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Glick walked his last time up and scored. As he takes a mighty swing, and that's popped up. Calling for it is the second baseman, as Hunter Schulte makes the play. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Marlowe, as the Mudcats hold on to a 3-2 lead as we head to the top of the fourth. Keep it here at Phil Welch Stadium. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium as we see the St. Joseph Mustangs car making its exit from the stadium. I would love to drive that thing on the freeway. I'll tell you that right now. If I pulled up to my home in California with the St. Joseph Mustangs company car, man, the center of attention right there. Top of the fourth now here in St. Joseph, Missouri. Leading off is, I believe, Sammy Cruz. As Cruz takes a pitch off the outside corner. Fans are going crazy over there in right field. Oh, because
looks like some Mustangs players have come out to the stands, really hyping up the crowd.
This is great. That's why you come out to Phil Welch. Got a couple Mustangs guys trying to hype up the crowd and hyping me up a bit. As a fan gets a nice souvenir from a player, nice little flower. We're there for number 22. Pitch waved on and missed by Sammy Cruz. 2-2 count here in the top of the fourth to the leadoff batter. Andrew Clark kicks and deals. And he was frozen on that. Can I get you anything? Nope. Just looking.
Just looking indeed. Great spot from Clark there. Felix lined up, and Clark spotted it perfectly.
In steps Drew Sandid, the redshirt freshman from Hawaii Pacific University. His first at bat, he grounded up the middle for a single.
Fun fact, Sammy Cruz has struck out both of his first two at-bats in both games here at Phil Welch. So,
Fortunately, there are no tacos yet so far. That's going to be up to Rafael Calcano in the 9 spot on deck to provide these fans with some Mexican cuisine. 1-1 count here. 1-1 count here to Drew Sandid. The pitch from Clark is waved at and missed. That breaking ball looked to be hanging a bit, but no problem over there.
sometimes the hangers, if you get away with them, not a terrible pitch, occasionally. As a batter, sometimes you're looking fastball, and in comes a hanging curveball, and even if you see it right, it's still tough to hit.
That ball fouled off back and to the right side.
But the reason they do get hit more than any other pitch is because the hitter has more time to react to it, which is why you don't want to do it very frequently.
1-2 offering to Drew Sandid as it's fouled off to the left side.
Some Mustangs players have come out to the stands to radar gun Andrew Clark.
How's your vision from here?
I don't know if I can say I can see what we're seeing on the radar gun, but
What would you say he's throwing?
I think he's throwing pretty good. Maybe upper eights. I mean, if you told me he touched 90, I would believe it. I don't know if he is.
2-2 count here to the Hawaii Pacific redshirt freshman as Sandid takes a pitch off the arm. Looked like he wanted to offer at it, held back, and that is going to be a painful free base for Drew Sandid.
Yeah, you never want to do that if you're Clark in a spot to put away Sandin and can't do it.
In steps the taco hitter from the Dominican Republic. Rafael Calcano hit a fantastic diving catch last inning as he swings and misses that pitch. Here come the taco chance. 0-1 pitch to Calcano, and not going to get a taco like that, as that is a bunt single for the center fielder, Rafael Calcano. That's a strategy I haven't seen before. You don't want to be the taco hitter, then you don't want to strike out as the taco hitter? Lay down a bunt. A beautiful bunt at that.
Yeah, that was a really good bunt. No play anywhere. By the time Clark even fielded it, Calcano was almost at first. So if you didn't know it, now you do. If you didn't know it from the defense in the bottom half of the last inning, you see it right there. Calcano can really fly.
Peyton Becker, the shortstop and the leadoff man for tonight, digs in as that pitch blocked over there by Dom Felix. Peyton Becker from Central Methodist. The junior batted .292 with 3 home runs last season. So good force at the top of the lineup for these Mudcats. Here's Clark's 1-0 offering. Swung on and missed. Got a righty stretching out in the Mustangs bullpen.
Yeah, now that we're in the 4th inning and Clark's still having a little bit of issues putting away the Mudcats, it's not really a huge shock.
That ball's grounded to the middle. Could be 2. Schmidt to Bodenhausen. On to first. Going to be late. But runner coming home. And he's going to be safe. Aggressive base running there from Drew Sandin nets the Mudcats another run. It's going to be 4-2.
Yeah, Glick had some issues getting the ball out of his glove. Because when he caught that ball, Sandin was just a couple steps past third. I thought he was going to be hung out to dry. Glick with a good throw, but it just took him a little too long to get the ball into his throwing hand.
Yeah, and it's going to prove costly. Also, the throw was behind Dom Felix a bit. He gets that on the other side, and he can apply the tag. We had to turn his body, and that was the difference between the third out of the inning and another run for the Mudcats. Hunter Schulte digs in, and he has not recorded an official at bat. He was walked in the first and hit by a pitch and scored in the third as he's down 0-1 to Andrew Clark. Becker fakes the steal as Schulte takes a pitch outside. 1-1 count here to the Mudcats second baseman. Becker with a decent lead over there at first. Not going as pitch on the inside corner.
Schulte
Called a
didn't
strike.
like that one.
That's a tough call. 1-1 right there for the batter.
This is a big batter for Clark. As Sears is on deck, and after him is Negron. With 2 outs, you just want to end it right here.
Becker goes and... All right, so I think Becker thought it was strike 3, and it was not. He retreats back to first. He was in no man's land, but...
Okay, so that was interesting.
What just happened there, Charlie?
He appealed, the home plate umpire appealed to his umpire, but his umpire wasn't in the correct positioning on the field, so he really had no idea if he swung. But they said that, or excuse me, they said Schulte swung at that pitch on the appeal to the umpire who was standing behind the pitcher's mound. If you can imagine it, you can't really see if the hitter swung or not from behind the pitcher's mound, but Mustangs are going to get away with that one.
Instant replay, something we don't have here in St. Joseph. It's going to be a 4-2 ball game as the Mudcats lead the Mustangs. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Keep it here, the Mustangs broadcast. Carson Schmidt leads off for the Mustangs. They trail 4-2 in the fourth inning of this ball game. Carson Schmidt reached on a fielder's choice and scored his first time up in the second. Part of a 2-run second inning for the Mustangs, but is all the runs they have so far in this game. Back to work is Mallet as that pitch is fouled off to the left.
Looks like we can confirm Schmidt broke his bat, as we had our suspicions, as now he's swinging a purple and blue bat. He was swinging a normal wood-stained color bat in his first at-bat.
This just in, Charlie Marshall is colorblind. That bat is light blue and pink.
What did I say?
Purple and blue?
Pink, I apologize.
0-2 count. To Carson Schmidt is taken for a ball.
Bat is definitely pink, I can confirm. Adds to the bright color bats we've seen out of that Mustangs dugout so far.
It's fun. I love it when boys have fun. That is swung and fouled off, but just having fun, different colored bats. I've seen some baby blue out there. I think Dom Felix repped that for a game. On some of the other team, they had it was like a silverish gray, but it had some reflection on there. It didn't even look like a wood bat.
I know Jaden Little has a bright orange bat he likes to swing.
What is your wood bat color of choice, Charlie?
The one I've always swung is just kind of black. It's the Christian Yelich model. I don't swing it much anymore, but I used to when I was in high school.
I'm trying to think what I would swing if I don't really swing wood. I have like a composite wood DeMarini. It's natural grain and black. But if I had to pick custom colors, I'm probably rocking the Green Bay Packers green and yellow.
You're going to upset some Mustang viewers with those comments.
Yeah, and if I have that green and yellow bat, I always do really well with it until the playoffs. 2-2 count here. So Schmidt is taken low. It's full count now here for the Mustang shortstop.
This is a big at-bat for Schmidt and the entire Mustangs team. Getting a leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the fourth would be crucial.
As that pitch is fouled back. Jordan Marlowe with a fairly decent start so far. Had a 1-2-3 inning his last inning. Faced 8 Mustangs in the second. And got out of the first facing 5 guys unscathed. Another 3-2 pitch upcoming to Carson Schmidt with the Bodenhausen Bros to follow.
Yeah, Schmidt and then a lot of the Mustangs guys have seen full counts tonight very frequently. So Marlowe, although pitching really well, maybe the best we've seen a pitcher throw against the Mustangs on the year.
As there's a strikeout to Carson Schmidt. So appears to be a 9-pitch punch-out. Now brings up Truman Bodenhausen with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth.
And that's how a lot of the at-bats have been ending for the Mustangs. They've been working these quality at-bats, seeing 8-9 pitches, but they're just not ending in the way these Mustang hitters want them to.
That's where we play the long game here, Charlie. Is all of a sudden now the starter who has looked pretty good so far, but you've made him work, and it's going to be very hard for him to go much more than 5 innings here. Get to their Mudcats bullpen, which last time didn't really shut the Mustangs down, so it may not show up on the scoreboard yet, but it could be a foreshadow of things to come. Bodenhausen takes off the inside part of the plate. He's ahead 2-0. Hi, Carter. That pitch taken low. Also, we see your comments out there, so if you have any things you want to discuss out here on the stream, you're more than welcome to ask me and Charlie. 2-1 count here. Truman Bodenhausen taken low. 3-1 count to the Mustang second baseman. Bodenhausen struck out looking his second at bat. 3-1 offering is skied foul off the right side. Off the roof here at Phil Welch.
Every time there's a foul ball off the roof at Phil Welch, we hear the same PA clip. And
it's a sponsorship, and a pretty good one at that.
Yeah, it's a smart sponsorship. It really is.
Another full count offering to Truman Bodenhausen. That ball's flared into center. Rafael Calcano giving chase.
Wow, what a play.
As
second
baseman Hunter Schulte comes away with it. And 3 Mudcats right there, but wasn't phased.
Schulte with a great catch, and that's so much harder than he made that look. He ran out. I didn't think Calcano was going to be able to get there, and he wasn't. And Schulte just sticks the glove out, Willie Mays style, over the shoulder grab for the second out, keeping Bodenhausen off the base.
And yeah, and he did. Even though he was near the outfielder, just didn't really phase him. That a lot of the times that's the big issue when you have 2 guys going for the same baseball. Is it's like a game of chicken. One guy backs off, but there, Hunter Schulte stayed strong.
Yeah, that just goes to show the communication that Schulte has with his outfielders. We can't hear it from here, but obviously they're talking out there, and Schulte feels comfortable making that play.
Ball's ground to the left side. Becker misplays it, a little lazy on that chopper. As Noah Bodenhausen going to reach on. Can go either as a hit or an error.
It's a tough one. Because I don't know. In my head, I had already made up my mind that if Cruz didn't get a glove on it, Bodenhausen was going to beat it out. And then when he makes the bobble, it kind of confirmed it. Probably an error, I would agree with you.
I mean, Bodenhausen does fly down the line. In steps Carson Schrack now as the lefty hits one out to short, and Becker's going to have another chance at this. And he makes the play. So the Mustangs trailing, something we haven't seen too much this year, but they're down 4-2. He's headed to the top of the fifth. When we come back, Mustangs trivia in the fifth inning. Keep it here, Phil Welch Stadium. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium as Riker Curry taking over the pitching duties for the St. Joseph Mustangs. Curry is the redshirt sophomore at Pitt State, and he has pitched a lot so far this season. Please tell us about that, Charlie.
Yeah, Curry's done a great job so far on the year for the Mustangs. We've seen him very frequently, like you just mentioned. He's thrown, and I had 3 or 4 appearances on the year. He throws from that sidearm slot, which we've broken down and discussed a lot. Seems every time he comes in, it becomes a topic of discussion because of how hard it is to hit. But he's very comfortable from that 3-quarter arm slot, and he's diced hitters a lot this year. So I look forward to seeing what he's going to do tonight.
The 1-1 offering from Curry to Tanner Sears is fouled off the left side. Sears, Negron, Elian Guzman, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Mudcats due up this inning.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that he's coming in for the meat of the order. So if he can get through this inning, then he should be fine with anyone else in their lineup.
As he's doing just fine now as Tanner Sears swings and misses for his second strikeout of the day, as Riker Curry has his first strikeout of the day. As promised, Mustangs trivia here in the fifth inning, our new tradition out here. So Charlie, what year was the Mink League established? Is it A, 1910, B, 1967, C, 1995, or D, 2009? In the comments, if you want to help him out, you're more than welcome to.
That's a tough question. That really is. I'm going to eliminate 2009 just because, it's the oldest year or the newest year. I want to think that it's been around a little longer than that. I'm also going to eliminate 1910 because I know when Phil Welch came around that the Mink League wasn't a thing. 1967 feels like a while ago, but I could see it. I don't know. I might want to go with C as my guess. If anyone else wants to, I don't know. If anyone else has a better idea, I think my idea would be 1995.
It's a quick 4-pitch walk to the 4-hitter Negron from Riker Curry. Well, Charlie, your final answer was?
My final answer was 1995, and I'm seeing the same thing you guys are. I'm realizing that I was quite a bit off. 1910?
1910, according to their webpage. The Mink League is comprised of teams from Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, and the league started in 1910 as a 6-team charter. The Mink League teams were Auburn, Nebraska, Falls City, Nebraska, Clarinda, Iowa, Shenandoah, Iowa, Maryville, Missouri, and Nebraska City, Kansas. Nebraska City, Kansas.
Wow. It's like Kansas City, Missouri.
Man. And I'm sure all those places, there's a ton of corn. That's all I thought of Kansas for coming here.
Well, now you know. I guess we're all learning here is the Mink League has been around a lot longer than I originally thought.
Yeah, my math's correct. It's been 114 years. 1-2 offering to the fifth hitter. Elian Guzman is fouled back. Yeah, when I looked that up, I did not expect 1910. I was thinking maybe somewhere like in the 40s, 50s, but
I wanted to say, I think one of my options was in the 60s. Might have gone with that one, but I went with C.
Elian Guzman waves and misses as a breaking ball from Riker Curry. A beautiful sweeper on the outside part of the plate. Now there's going to be 2 outs here in the top of the fifth, bringing up John Spoto, the left fielder. Riker Curry kicks and deals, and that ball's fouled off to the left side. Talking about Phil Welch, though, it is pretty incredible to have guys like Satchel Paige, Mickey Mantle, Buck O'Neil have all stepped foot on this field. Earl Weaver, Dan Ugla. Just a wide variety of baseball legends that have come to St. Joseph, Missouri.
Speaking of legends, I've also played here on Phil Welch Field. So.
Did you really?
Yes.
When did you do that?
It was my junior year, high school baseball. Played St.
There goes
Joe's.
Negron, as that's a run and hit. Bodenhausen with a play deep in the hole. He's going to throw it away.
This could be really bad.
Negron rounding third, going to stay there as the error by Truman Bodenhausen now has the Mudcats with runners at the corners. And 2 outs for Sammy Cruz.
Riker Curry doing a really good job covering home there as Bodenhausen slips up, throws it to the, way down the dugout. Felix leaves home to get the ball, which he kind of had to do. He was the only one who was anywhere close to the baseball, and Curry coming down to cover home saves himself a run.
Really, not the same Mustangs team we saw last night, that's for sure.
Yeah.
3 errors already.
I mean, you're not going to play your best baseball every night. The best teams find a way to win even when they're not playing their best, and that's what the Mustangs are looking to do tonight.
First pitch to Sammy Cruz is a strike.
I didn't know you never knew I played here at Phil Welch.
I feel like that's a topic you should have mentioned here.
Yeah.
I mean, I played at the friendly confines of Irvine Sports Park, Great Park Irvine, but not anything like Phil Welch Stadium. I could have played at Angel Stadium, though we had a fundraiser, and then COVID hit. But every year, my varsity team got to play at Angel Stadium. Angels looking like a high school team this year. It's a fun fact. Yesterday, I come back from the game. I'm watching the Angels-Astros. It's 1-1. And I sit down for 2 minutes, and next thing I know, the Astros are up 6-1.
That'll happen when you watch the Angels play. The Royals, on the other hand, they look good this year, man. Hoping to bring some playoff baseball back to Kansas City.
I got hope for that. Fastball misses inside to Sammy Cruz. Yeah, I guess I could root for the Royals. I'm not going to, bandwagon the Royals, but if they're in the playoffs and the Angels aren't, which is very high likely the Angels won't be making the playoffs, that I can root for them. As a ground ball over to Holton at third. Low throw and a big dig out by Jackson Glick. His second of the day, saves a run or two.
Jackson Glick saved 2 runs with that dig. Holton took a while to gather himself. It looked like it was going to be a routine play. Instead, Glick bails another infielder out tonight. He's the only guy who looks sharp out there in the Mustangs infield.
We come back. The Mustangs will try to cut this 2-run deficit. It's 4-2 Mudcats. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium as the Mustangs find themselves down 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher Drew Nilo for the Mudcats, and he is set to face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Mustangs. That's Holton, followed by Mose and Dom Felix. Holton takes a breaking ball for a strike. Jordan Marlowe will not be in line for the win today as he only went 4 innings. It's a big wave and a miss by Mason Holton. Holton has reached twice today after a infield single in the first and a walk in the second. Nilo, couple steps, and now he's set. Winds and fires. The breaking ball is called strike 3 as Mason Holton goes down looking and is not and he draws a line. Wow, Mason Holton not happy with that call. I've never seen that in person. Yeah, surprised he wasn't kicked out right there.
That's one of the more disrespectful things a player can do to a home plate umpire. Yeah, I've never seen anyone draw a line and stay in the game, so Mason Holton lucky to still be playing third base.
As Mose's going to hit a ground ball to the second baseman, Chillicothe, and it's going to be a quick 2 up and 2 down for Nilo. One thing you have to watch out for now, too, is after Holton does that, I wonder if, 1, he'll still be in the game from his own manager, but 2, are calls now going to start going the Mudcats away?
I don't think so. I mean, drawing a line is crazy. It's crazy to say the least. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it's put behind him already.
We'll see if someone draws a line on you because you umpire. What's your thought?
I mean, I don't look too far into anything. I'm a pretty relaxed person, but I would definitely have said something as the home plate umpire did. But you know, it depends. You know, I usually don't call balls strikes either, so.
So Charlie Marshall, no need for a automatic strike zone when you have you behind the plate.
No, yeah, I'm perfect back there.
Dom Felix with a 2-0 count, looking to get these Mustangs bats alive. Haven't scored since the second inning, as he's now up 3-0 on the new pitcher Nilo. Dom Felix steps in. Nilo's ready. The 3-0 offering is taken high. Dom Felix with a 4-pitch walk to bring up Logan Miller, the center fielder.
We've seen that a lot tonight. Just randomly pitchers who have looked good, like Nilo has so far, just like kind of just abruptly stop throwing strikes for a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, that happens to me too when I'm pitching. All of a sudden, I feel like I lose the strike zone, maybe just lose focus. And I miss by a lot, and the next thing you know, I'm right back in the zone on the next batter. Nilo's first pitch to Miller is taken high. 5 balls in a row now. The 1-0 delivery is taken somewhere for a ball. Did not know where that one missed. Final stat line for Jordan Marlowe, the Mudcats starter. He went 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. A lot of 2s out there for Jordan Marlowe. 2-0 pitch to Logan Miller. Long hold as the breaking ball is taken for a strike. And, man, he throws 6 straight balls but flips a little breaking ball in there. That's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, a lot of the time you see pitchers do that. Obviously, the fastball is most pitchers' strike pitch, but sometimes you just kind of lose it, and he's struggling to throw it for a strike right now, and so you'll randomly go to a curveball or a changeup to kind of get back in the zone, and it opens the rest of their arsenal up.
Another breaking ball miss low. It's a 3-1 count here to Logan Miller. Dom Felix stands at first. And the 3-1 pitch is swung at and skied out to center field. Calcano coming in on it and calling off the second baseman. And making another tremendous play is Rafael Calcano. Wow.
I mean,
he had to travel a long way for that one.
Yeah, I thought he had no shot. That I thought we were going to see Chillicothe go make another over-the-shoulder catch, but Calcano just looks really good out there in center field tonight for the Mudcats, and he's taking a lot of runs away from the Mustangs as they look to get something going in the top of the sixth when we return.
Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. Sorry for the mic technical difficulties. We're having a tough time muting on stream, so whatever Charlie and I said that you heard, sorry about that. Foul ball to the 8-hitter Drew Sanded, the DH for the Mudcats. Riker Curry out for his second inning of work.
There's a lot of people and not a lot of room over there behind first base. Every time a foul ball goes over there, I kind of hold my breath.
0-2 count. Drew Sanded quickly down in the count. Rafael Calcano, who made, I feel like I said that already today, made a tremendous catch, is on deck. Is that 0-2 pitch misses just a bit down and outside.
We've seen two full extension layout plays from Calcano. We've also seen a nice running grab in the right center gap.
That ball's hit up the middle. It's going to be a tough place for Schmidt going to his left. But picking him again is Jackson Glick.
That one was more of an easier pick for Glick. A nice long hop. Schmidt made the tough play there, ranging all the way up the middle, all the way to his left. A great play. A strong toss, too. I mean, he kind of lost his footing as he threw it. That was all arm, and he threw it pretty good over there. Yeah, he did.
Be a close play. Calcano, the taco hitter, finds himself down 0-1 as he grounded to short in the second and had a bunt single in the fourth inning. As he's quickly down 0-2. I'm waiting for the taco chance. You're going to hear him out in a sec. Or not. Anyway, the 0-2 Calcano misses outside. So we have talked about Riker Curry and his arm slot, but let's talk about facing him as a righty versus lefty. Charlie, what do you got on that? And I'll give you my perspective too.
I mean, as a right-handed hitter, I'd rather be a lefty when facing a guy like Curry.
As there are some tacos for Mustangs fans. Calcano goes down, and Riker Curry has a second out of the inning.
Yeah, but as a right-handed batter, when you're facing a guy like Curry, you're gonna get jammed a lot because all of his pitches are gonna be running in on you, and then just when you think you have the fastball figured out, he's gonna start throwing, a sweeper, slider, something that just like that.
Oh, man. Peyton Becker was two-stepping out there. What? Hearing taco chants, but
might need to remind the taco fan that The taco hitter just struck out, and he appears he's missed it.
I don't know. I've made mistakes in this broadcast, and I'm second-guessing this, but.
No, Calcaño is definitely the taco hitter for the first 2 at-bats of the game. It appears Curry's going to have to get another taco strikeout to please the Mustang
I wonder
fans.
if we can. It's got a 1-2 count. I wonder if we can get 2. Peyton Becker, not the taco hitter, digs in, and he hits a hard line drive, gloved and off the glove of Mason Holton. That's going to go down as a single.
Yeah, Holton just a little off tonight. Just lacking a tick from what he usually is. As that play, again, not an easy play whatsoever, and definitely a base hit. But we've seen him make some spectacular plays, and it wouldn't have surprised me if he was able to bring that one in.
Yeah, and as he was getting up there, he drew another line on where he dove for that ball. Second line drawn by Mason Holton. In steps Hunter Schulta, number 4. As he flares one out to right field, going to get down in front of Jeter Mose. They look for a back pick, not going to be there. I was trying to say is Hunter Schulta, the second hitter who's playing second, which is number 4 on my scorecard, is up. But back-to-back singles have Riker Curry in trouble. We have runners at the corners, the top of the 6th for the Chillicothe Mudcats.
Yeah, no time to play around here if you're Curry. Mustangs already down 2 runs. You'd hate to see the deficit grow. So Curry, some big pitches coming up.
And it doesn't get any easier. Tanner Sears with Carlos Negron to follow. Both Central Methodist prospects with over 15 bombs last year. Riker Curry's first pitch is a strike. Sears has struggled today, though, is 0 for 3 as he reached on an error in the 3rd and went around to score, but struck out swinging in both the 1st and the 5th inning. Here's Riker Curry's 0-1. There goes Schultz as that ball's lined into center field, and Logan Miller's going to track it down. Riker Curry escapes another jam. It's going to be 4-2 Mudcats when we return for the bottom of the 6th inning. Keep it here on the Mustangs broadcast. Welcome back to the friendly confines of Phil Welch Stadium. Mustangs, unfamiliar position, down 2 late here in this game as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. You also saw the Mustangs dice roll just now. And while the Mustangs are 7-0 at home on the year, the lucky dice roll is 0-7. We have not had a dice roll winner. I heard they were giving out something for like $350 though. So if that's not enough to get you down to Phil Weld Stadium, I don't know what is.
The dice game can be a tough one. I mean, first you have to be randomly selected, randomly rolled, I guess, out of 14 or 12 people, and then after that you have a 1 in 12 chance. Well, actually, is that correct, Tyler? Can you math check me? Of getting the number correct. I mean, there's 12 numbers, but
there's 12 numbers, but I'm sure there's a much harder algorithm because the odds of you getting 12 and 2 are very slim, and there's more combinations to get like 2 or to get 7.
Yeah,
and
no, I
8
agree.
And 6.
We spent too much time talking about dice.
Anyway, Jackson Glick. He's up now. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk back in the second. He scored.
Yeah, getting into the bottom of this, the final bits of the game. Obviously still only in the 6th inning, but
we mentioned earlier we have yet to see the Mustangs play in the bottom of the 9th at home. All of their 6 wins have come not via the walk. That ball's lined into right field. Glick is going to have himself extra bases to start the bottom of the 6th inning as he is going to coast into second with a lead-off double. Big swing there from Jackson Glick.
I was just about to say it kind of feels like time where Jackson Glick's been doing his damage. Bottom of the 6th inning. We've seen Glick do it before with runners on. This time he's the one starting things.
No, a great swing, and the comeback now for the Mustangs seems a lot more likely than it did start of this inning. Up now is Carson Schmidt, the shortstop. He's over 2 on the day, but scored in the second on a fielder's choice. Struck out in the 4th. As they take a quick mound visit there, we have Schmidt with the Bodenhausen Bros to follow. Take a look at the upcoming Mustangs schedule. As after they finish up against Chillicothe, they go to Chillicothe Sunday. Off Monday. On Tuesday, they face the Jefferson City Renegades. And on Wednesday of this week, they face the Carroll Merchants before the Carroll comes back here for Thursday's broadcast at 7 o'clock. Carson Schmidt, the tying run now, digs in. As that ball gets away from the catcher, Sears. As Glick's going to move up 90 feet. Runner at third base. No one out for Carson Schmidt.
Yeah, that's big for the Mustangs. I mean, even if they are only able to get 1 run in this inning, that's still huge. Makes it a 1-run game. And now with Glick advancing to third base, the odds of them scoring at least 1 shoots way up.
The 1-0 offering from Nilo. Kicks and deals. As that breaking ball misses somewhere. Probably inside. I feel like it's been pretty... it's hard to tell with height, but very inconsistent off of the edges for this umpire today. That's what I've seen. What have you seen, Charlie?
I would agree. It's hard to tell from here, though. I don't want to be picking at the umpire when I'm, 50 feet behind home plate.
This is the longest 50 feet I've ever seen.
How far would you say we are back here? Maybe I'm
probably like 100 feet.
I just imagine 5 basketball goalposts laying in between me and the home plate.
And you'd have 50 feet of space after that.
Come on, Schmidt.
Carson Schmidt, 3-1 pitch. Taken for a ball. Runners at the corners now for Truman Bodenhausen. Back-to-back base runners reach as the Mudcats are going to take a mound visit. And we're going to have a new pitcher. We'll tell you all about him when we come back. Keep it here on the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. The Mustangs have runners in the corners, down 2 here in the bottom of the sticks. New pitcher for the Mudcats is going to be Steven Escarcega. And he pitched the last time these two teams met at home for the Mustangs. What did you see from Escarcega last time?
Well, last time Escarcega pitched, he came in the middle of an inning just like this one.
As off goes Schmidt, as it's going to be a close play at second. And he is nabbed trying to steal second. A costly caught stealing for Carson Schmidt.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the Mustangs. Schmidt would have been the tying runner in scoring position with no outs. Instead, 1 out and only a guy on third now.
The 1-0 offering to Truman Bodenhausen is waved at and missed.
But Escarcega in his last outing through 2 2/3 innings gave up a run, 2 strikeouts, but 5 walks. So if he walks 5 batters again in just 2 2/3, the Mustangs might be right back in this one.
That ball grounded to third and caught in no man's land. It's Jackson Glick. He's going to go to first anyway, and he's going to be safe. What was Sammy Cruz doing at third?
Yeah, a huge mistake from Sammy Cruz. He did the tough part. He made the play. He caught Glick and literally no man's land, like you just said. All he had to do was get him a rundown, and they would have had 2 outs with a runner on first. Glick made no impression of going back to third base like Cruz was going to throw to first and let Glick return. I have no idea why he threw that ball to first base.
That changes the complete complexity of this inning. Instead of being up 4-2 with a runner on first base and 2 outs, it's 4-3 with 1 out.
Yeah, to make matters worse, you didn't even get the runner out. So now Bodenhausen, who is a speedster, is at first base with 1 out, and I'm sure they're thinking about getting him in a scoring position.
Noah Bodenhausen takes a pitch above his head. Really, I don't know what his thought process was there. It's like he even looked at Glick, who was standing in the middle of
He was
third
well
and home.
aware of where Glick was. And to anyone watching, he had Glick. It was an easy out. It was just get him on a rundown, and then all you got to do is execute that, which is not extremely difficult as Bodenhausen gets sorted.
I feel like we mentioned the sword stat now. There's been 3 this game. But we're going to look back on that play when all this is said and done if the Mustangs win. And that is going to be the turning point right there. 1-1 count here to Noah Bodenhausen. His brother awaits at first. And he's ahead now 2-1. Escarcega, who was very wild last time, showing signs of his last performance. Escarcega stands at 6 foot, 170 pounds. He's a redshirt sophomore from Hawaii Pacific University. As Noah's going to lift a fly ball, playable for Calcano, who does not have to leave his feet this time. That is the second out there for the Mudcats.
Yeah, that one a good barrel for Noah Bodenhausen, but just kind of skied it straight up. Wasn't able to get that one more on a line drive. And now we're talking. We got 2 outs now. Still a runner in Truman Bodenhausen, who can get himself into scoring position. Only a matter of time before I think we're going to see him try and steal second base.
In steps Schrack, who takes a pitch at the knees for a strike.
Escarcega's pretty quick to home. We've talked about how important the pitcher is in terms of stealing bases. He slide steps. He throws in some random holds. There's a pickoff. He's doing a good job with the runners at first base.
Now that there are no runners left, Drew Nilo's final stat line is 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. And that ball's skied out to right field. Schulte called off by the right fielder Carlos Negron. And all the Mustangs do strike for 1. They trail here 4-3 as we head to the top of the 7th. Keep it here at Phil Welch Stadium. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. We got a tight one here in Mink League action as the Chillicothe Mudcats lead the Mustangs through 7. It's 4-3 as we head to the top of the 7th. Leading off is going to be the right fielder Carlos Negron. New pitcher to talk about, Michael Infranca, the Johnson County Community College product. He last threw on Thursday. What happened there, Charlie?
Well, the left-hander didn't throw great on Thursday, not to what he's caliber of. He threw 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts, so not his best stuff. I look forward to seeing him turn it around today.
It's a good start as he gets ahead of the very dangerous Carlos Negron. That ball's lined to center field, giving chase is Miller, and he's not going to get there. Carlos Negron has his 2nd hit of the afternoon.
Negron continues to impress. That one, pretty simple. Just barreled a ball, fastball in the inner half of the plate. Negron takes the knob right at it, and that's what you're going to get, a hard line drive to center field.
In steps now the first baseman, Elian Guzman. He is over 3 on the day with a strikeout. That first pitch misses. Franca gets a sign. Takes a look at first. Kicks and deals. And a mammoth hack from Elian Guzman, but nothing to show for it. 1-1 count here to the Mudcats first baseman. Final stat line for Riker Curry. The reliever went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and there's a sword right there from Elian Guzman. That was a perfect right there. That caught all barrel. Just did not finish his swing.
Yeah, when you see a ball go that high as a check swing, he got a barrel to it, like Tyler just mentioned, just wasn't able to get the hands going.
That's one of those going to leave you pissed when you go back to the dugout. If he would have swung through that ball may have had a chance. Out to the short porch and right. In steps now the left fielder, John Spoto. As Felix jumps for that one. A good save by him. It's going to be a 1-0 count. So I was saying, Curry finished the day with 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, a really, really big, maybe the biggest appearance of the year for Riker Curry. Coming into the game where the Mustangs are trailing and keeping it close, not giving up any runs, allowing them...
As there goes Negron as ball's fouled off.
Allowing them to stay in it. And, the Mustangs got 1 last inning, so just kind of chip away. Curry did a perfect job coming out of relief today.
Also, Andrew Clark, who is slated to be the losing pitcher, shall this game hold up. He went 4 innings pitched in his start, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, but did strike out 6 in 4 innings.
Yeah, a little different start for him than the first one he had on the year. Up the strikeouts by 4, kept the walks the same. He had the walk to the second batter, and we began to question a little bit, but he locked in at least on the command side of things.
He also had 2 hit by pitches that didn't help. Doesn't go down as a walk, but 3 free passes. There goes Negron again. Slow to the plate is Infranca. Good throw from Felix, but it's not going to be in time. Fans aren't happy about that one, but I think the umpire made the correct call.
Yeah, that's why you go on first movement as a base runner when you're seeing a lefty. And Franca not slide stepping, so you go on leg lift and you're going to get a good jump. And that's why he was able to beat out the perfect throw from Dom Felix.
Waved at and missed, and swinging and missing is John Spoto. So after the leadoff man gets aboard via a single, Michael Infranca has 2 quick outs. Stepping up now is the third baseman, Sammy Cruz, who was struck out twice today.
Well, Infranca, if you don't want to do a good job keeping your runners close, you might as well just strike everyone out.
Big cut and a miss from Sammy Cruz. Infranca Finished his second year at Johnson County Community College, one of the best JUCOs in the country. We've talked about him all the time. And he had an 11.94 K per nine. Very impressive out of the pin for Franca. He also had 2 saves. And in 2023, he had a 3.54 ERA. Negron takes off for third. Questionable decision, but he's going to make it there as a bad throw from Felix allows Negron to have his second stolen base of the inning.
Yeah, as a catcher, when the runner steals second, you have a clear shot right to second base to follow your throw. When they're going to third, you want to either get behind or in front of the batter, depending on where the ball comes in at. And just for the pitch location from Franca, it kind of made it really difficult for Felix to get a good shot at third base, which was the reason his throw was offline.
The 1-1 pitch is drilled out to left field. It's actually going to be hit to center field as Logan Miller makes the play. It's going to be a 4-3 ball game. We stay with the Mudcats leading by 1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time here at Phil Welch Stadium. Stay here till we come back. Welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium. Mason Holton leads it off for the Mustangs. Jeez. Mason Holton leads off for the Mustangs here in the 7th inning.
Tongue twister.
A 4-3 ball game. Cheer me up there. Escarcega out for his second inning of work as he came on for Drew Nyler and gave up Nyler's run. 0-1 pitch here to Holton. Off-speed pitch taken high. Mose waits on deck. Dom Felix to follow. Mason Holton is 1 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts as he's in danger of having his third, down 1-2 right here.
Holton not having his best day as a Mustang tonight. It doesn't matter, though. In this close of a game, you can make up for everything with one swing right here. Find a way to get something going for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 7th inning.
That ball's taken outside. Mustangs put up 2 in the 2nd inning and put up a run last inning in the 6th. Here's Holton. Swings and misses. Gone down on strikes for the 3rd time today. Sorry, 2nd time today.
Yeah, just kind of swung right through it. Holton, along with a lot of the Mustangs, a little off tonight.
So am I.
Not too late, though. It's only the 7th inning. You know, plenty of time for these guys to get it going. They just need one to tie this thing up.
Here's Mose, kind of the guy you want up. That ball skied on the left side of the infield, calling for to Sammy Cruz and making the play. So Escarcega carving through the 3-4 hitters for the Mustangs. Now with 2 outs comes up the catcher, Dom Felix.
The last time the Mustangs really needed a 2-out, base hit, Dom Felix came through was a couple games ago where he had a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th inning when the Mustangs were down 1-3.
It looked like he wanted to hit a home run right there as he waves and missed the breaking ball. That's the kind of swing you want, though, especially in an 0-0 count. Felix 0 for 2 on the day with a walk in the 5th. He takes a breaking ball off the outside part of the plate. Mustangs only held to 4 hits, by far their lowest of the season. Think it's good pitching or bad hitting today?
A little bit of both. I mean, I think the Mudcats' arms look good, but
That ball's flared out to right field, but playing shallow and getting there is Carlos Negron. So a 1-2-3 inning for Escarcega as the Mustangs trail by 1, headed to the top of the 8th. Four to 3 Mudcats as we head to the top of the 8th inning. It's been a nail biter here today. Mustangs' perfect record on the line as they're 9-0 headed into this one, but gonna need some late fireworks in order to pull this one out. Michael and Frank out for a 2nd inning of work. Leading off for the Mudcats gonna be Drew Sandin as he squares to show and takes it for a strike.
I don't know what Sandin was doing with that one. He never really looked serious about bunting. Maybe a fake bunt call from coach or something in the mind of Sandin, but to me it just doesn't make much sense. He pulled back the minute it came out of the hand. He really had no interest in actually bunting that last pitch.
What he could be doing is he's off the screen right now, but it may pull in Mason Holton a couple steps, the third baseman. Could be the difference between a ball getting through on the left side and it not. 1-1 count here to Sandin. Is fouled off to the right side. Should be playable for a fan. It is dropped. There's 3,000 people here today. 3,331 to be exact, and no one caught that one.
What a shame. But yeah, I mean, a good attendance out here at Phil Welch. Again, we've seen it all year long. Fans of the Mustangs continuing to pack the stands here.
As the 1-2 pitch misses inside. Also, good streaming numbers. We got 72 people with us, Charlie. Thank you guys for watching this broadcast of St. Joseph Mustangs baseball. Be sure to follow me and Charlie on LinkedIn. That's all I have. Charlie, you got anything else?
You know, I use more social media than Tyler. Tyler's only a LinkedIner. Very interesting.
I have a podcast about that. If anyone's interested, comment. If you want to know more about the podcast social media sobriety. Drew Standard. Go ahead, Charlie.
A big out here for Franca. You want to get the leadoff batter out. You don't want the Mudcats to get anything else going, as one run is going to be tough enough for the Mustangs to grab with only 6 outs remaining.
And Franca faces a 3-2 count here to the Mudcats 8-hitter. Kicks and deals. That's going to be ball 4. A tough leadoff walk there for Michael and Franca.
That gets the Mustangs pen really going, as there's 2 guys out there right now who are up and throwing.
Rafael Calcano steps in. The taco hitter has struck out once already today, as he squares to bunt and holds back on the inside pitch. Calcano has a bunt single in the 4th, but is 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout, as he swings and fouls one off. And Franca out for his 2nd inning of work. Gave up a base runner in the 7th on a single, a leadoff single, but got the next 3 guys to pop out, strike out, and fly out.
Sam Pitts is the reliever who's really throwing right now. I would assume he's next out of the bullpen for Johnny Coy and the Mustangs.
And Franca finds himself behind 2-1 to the Mudcat center fielder. Rafael Calcano is there. Goes Sandid. A good throw from Felix. It's going to be just late. Throw just a tad high, and Sandid able to slide under the tag. Franca now has a 2-2 count to Rafael Calcano. Kicks and deals, and that ball is fouled off to the left side. Top of lineup due up after Calcano. That's Peyton Becker, Hunter Schultz, and Tanner Sears. And Franca comes set, takes a look at second. Decent lead over there, as that pitch misses just high. As the scoreboard read 3-2, I had that as 3-2, but probably a 2-2 pitch right there. So 3-2 is the count now. To Rafael Calcano, as there goes Sandid, and it's going to be a ball 4. And Drew Sandid takes third base. It's going to be runners at the corners and no out for the Mudcats.
Jaron Guck, he's the right-hander who's throwing out there in the pen. So it's Sam Pitts and Jaron Guck, the 2 relievers who appear to be next, at least if the game stays the way it is right now. First and third. It's a, you know, and Franca's got himself into a little bit of a jam here, and he really needs to find a way to work out of it, preferably without giving up a run.
Now, Charlie, in this situation, are you getting the guy out at home, or are you turning 2 and trading a run for 2 outs?
Well, it depends where it's hit, to be for sure. It looks like the Mustangs are going with a double play up the middle.
Franca
they have a
successfully picks off Calcano, and Candid is thrown out at the plate. A huge pickoff for Michael and Franca, and a great play from Jackson Glick, as that's going to move Calcano up to second. But Drew Sandid cut down at the plate, and that's the break the Mustangs needed.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if head coach Tyler Hudlow had some kind of play on there. But picking off is in Franca, which is a great pickoff move from the lefty. And Glick doing the rest of the work. A quick exchange this time, and a perfect throw on the money. Dom Felix, 2 hands and the tag. But a great job from the Mustangs. And that's the first step to getting out of this inning without giving up a run.
Wow, and this inning was flipped on its head quickly. Had 2 guys on, no one out. All of a sudden, you got an 0-2 count, 1 out. And Franca strikes out Becker.
Outs.
2 outs here for the Mustangs. Can he wiggle out of this?
As much as I'm sure all the Mustang fans have enjoyed the recent blowout wins, I think we have the most fans here right now as we've had all year. This is the first time the Mustangs have been trailing late in the game, and I think all the people from St. Joe are here to watch them come back.
No, very exciting environment here at Phil Welch Stadium. And Franca's 0-0 pitch is another sword and mishandled over there by Holton. A very potential costly error over there at third base as Chillicothe check swung and hit a very slow line drive, but caught in between hops is Holton. And the Mudcats have runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's going to look worse than it really was. I mean, that ball landed on the lip between the grass and the dirt. So Holton played a hop, which he thought it was going to take, and then it kind of just died and rolled right between his legs.
Got Chillicothe at first, Calcano at third. Huge play from Infranca and Jackson Glick, picking off the runner at first and nailing Drew Sanded coming to the plate. Infranca kicks and deals and throws a breaking ball that crossed up Dom Felix. Both runners aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know how you're, losing communication with no runner even on second base. This should just be straightforward signs right now. There's a lot of time once teams get a runner to second base, then the catcher will start throwing down, a load of signs that keep the other team from knowing what's coming. But with no one on.
There goes the runner, and without a throw.
With no one on second base, there's no reason to do that. So now they're obviously going to have to switch up their signs.
And
that's typically when you see a pitcher-catcher duo get crossed up is with a runner on second base, because that's when it gets tough to really orchestrate what's coming.
That ball's grounded, and Holton going to get another chance. And that boots it. Coming home and making a throw short is the shortstop Schmidt, as now Sears is in a rundown and going to be tagged out. But not after the Mudcats put up another run as Calcano scores on a wild play.
Just too many mistakes out here from the Mustangs tonight. 2 errors with 2 outs. It's going to end up giving the Mudcats 2 unearned runs, and it could be the deciding factor out here tonight, as now the Mustangs trail 3 runs with just 6 outs remaining.
See if they can come back. The Mustangs have Miller, Glick, and Schmidt when we return. Hell was that? That was bad. Logan Miller trying to start a rally for the Mustangs, who find themselves down 3 after the Mudcats scored without recording a hit. They scored twice last inning. Tyler Moon alongside Charlie Marshall as Logan Miller takes the first pitch for a strike. Escarcega going out there for his third inning of work. And inherited one runner, gave that up, but has not given up a run of his own in his 2 innings. Breaking ball to Logan Miller is called high.
Yeah, well, the Mustangs have got themselves into a hole here with, the lack of strong play tonight. So it's up to them whether if they're going to kind of fold over and take the first loss of the season, or if we're going to see a potential another comeback victory, as they need 3 runs and they have just 6 outs.
Story of the game so far has been quiet bats and a lot of errors for the Mustangs. It's kind of what we saw from the Crop Dusters yesterday. The only difference is they had no shot of coming back, and the Mustangs still well within reach here. That ball skied. Catcher going to take a look and going to have a play is Tanner Sears. Mustangs bats have gone quietly the last couple innings if they've had 6 outs in a row. In steps Jackson Glick. He had a leadoff double in the 6th, came around to score.
I mentioned in Glick's last at-bat, it kind of felt like it was time for him to do something. And it feels like it might be Jackson Glick time again as we're losing and it's late, and he's continued to produce in these situations late.
5 outs to play with for the Mustangs as Glick finds himself down 0-1. He takes a big swing, but not big enough as Calcano is camped under this one. 2 quick outs here for Escarcega in the bottom of the 8th.
A lot of flyouts for the Mustangs tonight. And when you play on a dirt field like this, we saw it last night, we're seeing it tonight for the Mustangs. Sometimes ground balls are just, you make one error and it's easy to get in your head and kind of struggle with another, kick a couple. So right now, Schmidt took
He's going to say he leaned into that pitch.
There's just no way. Why would he ever lean in with his head? That's what he's saying right now. He's saying that it hit me in my head. I just don't understand
not happy.
That. It
not
doesn't make
happy.
any sense why a batter would ever lean in with their head. That's not humanly, that is never an instinct.
Like it or not, Carson Schmidt now is going to be up with a 1-0 count after a pitch that appeared to hit him, but the umpire said he leaned into it.
That's a really bad call from home plate umpire.
Escarcega's 1-0 delivery is swung on and missed. Now after something like that happens, Charlie, how do you not let it bother you the rest of the at-bat?
I mean, it's tough because he was clearly upset with the call. But in a situation where you're trailing, you just got to find another way on base, and you have to make sure that's your mindset. Especially after getting hit in the head. I mean, even when you don't have to come back, getting hit in the head's never. Sometimes that can mess with you a little bit. As at this age, no one's really scared of a ball, but it doesn't mean you can't be in the back of your mind after you've been smoked in your dome.
Yeah, it should be a 3-1 count here. The scoreboard reads 2-2. But unless that pitch was called a strike, which I don't think it was, the one that hit Schmidt. Offering from Infranca is fouled off. Whatever the count is, there's 2 strikes right now, so I believe it's full count. 2 outs. Mustangs have 4 outs to play with Schmidt up right now with both Bodenhausen and Bros to follow. And the swing from Carson Schmidt. It's popped up again. Calling for it is the second baseman, Hunter Schulte. And Mudcats are going to go into the 9th inning up 3. Tough game out here today. Can the Mustangs come back? Keep it here on the St. Joseph Mustangs broadcast.